Hey folks, welcome back to the Passion Unlocked again today. My name is Jim Merle, and today we're going to be examining one of the most encouraging verses of all the Bible without question. As a matter of fact, it's one of those verses that I keep hid in my heart, if you will, so that I can be encouraged anytime in the middle of trouble, trial, or tribulation. You might call that difficulty, depression, disease, whatever it is. I keep this verse hidden in my heart to keep me encouraged, to keep me knowing where my strength really lies, okay? So with that being said, this verse happens to be found in Psalm chapter 46 and verse 1. Let's just read it together. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Again, very encouraging verse here. And when I read this verse, or every time I think about it, at least, again, hidden in my heart, I think about at least three things. And the very first one comes down to God being our refuge, or I'm going to call that in this place our protector. God certainly is our protector. Now, if you look at the word refuge there, what you literally find out is the word refuge really means something to the extent of like a shelter. And you know as well as I do, your home oftentimes is your shelter, the main shelter that you have. And if you live in a home that is adequate, you've got a roof, you got four walls around you, and you are protected from most everything that comes about, whether it be the heat and the cold. Particularly in this season, it's about 30 degrees outside, so I'm thankful to be inside where it's warm. Or sometimes even when storms arise, being in your home can be a kind of a safe haven, a safe place for you. Again, a place where you can find true protection. There's no question that's what we have when we have God. So we need to always keep that in mind, that God is our refuge. He is our protection. In other words, that's to say nothing else can really serve as that. So I'm thankful for that point. Now, point number two right here, I want to consider God not only being our protection, but also our power. You keep reading the verse, it said God is our refuge and our, quote, strength. Okay, God is our strength. And I'm very familiar with texts like what is found in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13, just as a for example. There, the Apostle Paul writes on behalf of God and says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth. The Greek word there means to empowers me. God is certainly our source of power in life. Now, you and I can get to a place, and I've been there, done that, have the card to prove it, where we think that we are the ones that contain the power. But that's really never the case. The power that we have is founded and grounded in God and God only. And so we have to keep that in mind, that our strength that we have, if we have any, is going to certainly come directly from Jehovah God. And I'm thankful that that happens to be the case. So that's two things already, our protector and our power. But this last one here, God is likewise our presence, okay? Again, the verse, just to read the whole thing again, says, God is our refuge and our strength, a very, watch the word here, present help in time of trouble. And so the word present is just what we think about. It means to be in and around us. It means that God is not distant. He's not far away from us. God is not delayed in his work, and he's certainly not distracted. God's focus is on us as his creation. His focus is on keeping us and being in our presence as we stay in his. So that's really the thing that we have to focus in on, knowing that God is present with us, and particularly understanding that we need to be in presence with him by being in a right relationship with him, being faithful to him, examining his word and using it to live out our lives. That's the way that we stay in the very presence of God. So every time that you get in a pattern of again, trouble, trial, tribulation, difficulties, dark days, what have you, just think about this verse, Psalm 146 verse 1, so encouraging. For God is our refuge and our help, a very present help in time of trouble.